All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mouth YouTube channel. Today we've got a very special guest, the one and only Feely from Germany, her husband Ben, my wife Laura, and we are all together going to play a little game of who does it better, Germany or the USA. We've got a bunch of different categories. We're going to go through them and we're going to vote and we're going to discuss who does certain things better, Germany or the USA.
Oh,
Everyone
Germany.
Everyone
Is this the first one that we're all
Yes,
agreeing?
Yeah,
I think
true.
so.
Easy, easy, easy. Good. Laura's going to say Germany.
Oh, no, that's the only one.
For those who don't know, Ben and Feely are an intercultural couple just like Laura and me. Feely is originally from Munich, Germany, but has lived in the States for many years and ended up getting American citizenship and marrying Ben, an American. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon, but have lived in Germany for many years. I also got European citizenship and married Laura, a German. So the four of us have a lot of experience and a lot to talk about with Germany and the USA. This is a combination video, this part here on my channel, the other part over on Feely's channel. It'll be linked in the description below, Feely from Germany, so make sure you check out her part of the video as well. So, let's get into it. Who does it better, Germany or the USA? Okay.
Fair.
How about this? Who does it better? Food. Hang on a second. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to be. I feel like
stipulation here.
that's
a big
true.
but.
I guess. All right. I'm here. I'm right here. Okay. I'm confident. Okay. I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, in terms of like actually sitting down and eating, I prefer Germany. And going to the grocery store, produce, the actual like stuff you get is better. The quality of food is better. And also the cuisine in general is better. But I have a very soft spot in my heart for fast food. I love fast food. I love fast food. And sweet tea and biscuits, southern style food. I'm from the South, I know you aren't. Real butter and real sugar is something that needs to be cherished in this world, and that's one of the things I'm going to be missing, that I have been missing since I stepped down
We
here.
do a lot of real butter in Germany and
Yeah.
real sugar, just less
I
of
know,
it.
I know,
Just
but,
less. Not enough.
I know that.
but all in all, I would say German cuisine.
Okay. You want to go?
I mean, my thing is just, I love a lot of American food. I mean, I lived there for 9 years, but overall, the quality of food is just better in Germany, in my experience, and in Europe in general. Like, just going to an average restaurant, the chances of getting really good food here is so much higher than going to an average or even higher restaurants in the US. Oftentimes you pay so much money and the food just tastes meh. And I just feel like I could have made that better at home.
Fair. I actually, I agree completely on the quality of food. And like in the States, we have a bunch of chemicals that you can't use here. And what you just said right there, I think there is a higher floor for things like restaurants. As you said, the average restaurant is going to be pretty competent, whereas you can run into some really kind of bad, gross spots in the United States. But there's no Mexican food in Germany.
That
okay?
is 100% fair.
This,
Yep.
I mean, I know this is the USA law. It does great Mexican food. Obviously, it's Mexican food. Okay, so
American Mexican
Germany has no. It's American Mexican food. Germany has no Mexican food, or it's very difficult to find it.
Hard to find,
Hard
and
to
if you
find.
find it, it's usually pretty
I've
bad.
done a very good job not thinking about Mexican food until just now.
Now you mention it.
There's going to be a hole in your heart for all the time you're in Germany.
We're gonna be in the US. That's the Mexican food we're talking about.
Just kidding.
We're talking Taco Bell and Chipotle.
We're gonna be in the US in 2 weeks, so we can get all the cravings.
Bring me some tacos back.
What's your reasoning?
I would also say that Germany is way better in making an experience. Like when you go out for dinner, you can sit outside, have some drink. It's like way more. It's you walk sometimes maybe in the cities to the spot, and it's just I don't know, so much better of a whole experience.
Even if you go to a proper restaurant, the restaurant experience in the US is usually shorter, right?
Yeah.
So like even if it is a nice atmosphere, you go there, you spend maybe an hour or two, you'll be brought the check pretty quickly, and then you leave, right? Whereas in Germany, the experience, as you said, first of all, you have all this outdoor seating, which is a lot more common, and then you spend the whole evening usually, and you stay for more drinks and dessert.
This is true. They don't rush you out of the restaurants in Germany. But I will say, one of my least favorite things to do after eating dinner at a restaurant is linger for a long time. You know, I don't like that. So I like when getting rushed out. We're done here? All right.
I do like lingering. Of course, only if you want to. If you're with company that you enjoy, then I love it.
Yeah.
Because then you feel like, oh, now we can just talk for the rest of the night and hang
We're
out.
going to go out to dinner later tonight, and we'll probably linger a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
Linger.
Okay, a little bit more serious. Driving. I know, and that one's complex.
This is very complex.
I know.
There's a lot of emotions to consider. Okay.
You did this earlier, so I'm going with both.
You're going with both?
I go with you.
I'm going controversial here.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay. All right, we're
Why
both
is
good.
USA controversial?
I think that everyone's first instinct would be, oh, Germany, Autobahn, you can drive really fast. It's got to be better. German cars, the roads are kind of nicer for the most part. But driving on the Autobahn is, you guys just said it, you drove here on the Autobahn, it's very intense and stressful the whole time. And in the States, if you go on a long drive, you can be out in space, you might see no other cars. It's just a way more relaxing experience, whereas in Germany, you're always on edge, you always have to be paying attention. It's very stressful.
Agreed. That's why I put both, because I don't like how stressful driving is in Germany. However, I do think that Germans are better drivers.
This is true.
Yes.
And so that's, if you think about it that way, then Germany for sure. But in terms of stress, even not just on the Autobahn, even just in a city like Munich, driving through the city, parking, also part of driving, so much more stressful in Germany. So that's where the US wins for sure.
You've got a lot of space, and that helps with parking and driving. I will say, for sure, German drivers are better because getting your license in the United States is way too easy. It's way too easy. I've said this a few times. I never even did a driving school. My mom taught me how to drive in a parking lot like 2 times, and then I went and took my test. I got my license.
Yeah, I did 60 hours of driving. It's like, make it up.
Yeah, if people are interested in that, I recently did a full breakdown on how to get your driver's license in Germany versus the US and all the requirements and the costs.
Way
A
more
driver's
expensive.
license in Germany currently costs around 4,000 euros to get. When I got mine, it was about half of that, but it's gone up like crazy in the last few years. Yeah.
Jeez.
But it
It's
gets
like
us better drivers.
That's true. And what'd you have?
I wanted to say basically driving in the US is way more chill. Like it's really fun to drive there. But I'm also really proud that I can just easily parallel park.
Yeah, you're gonna be a pro over there.
When we have to parallel park a lot of times here in our neighborhood, and if I'm driving, I drive us home. We'll swap. Laura will go in the driver's seat, and she will parallel park for me because
And I can do it really well.
Teamwork.
she's our car guy.
Good.
She's good. I can't parallel park.
Hey, so much for women can't drive.
Yeah, you're breaking stereotypes.
Yeah.
Nice. I think you know what I'm going to say right now, but I'm going to say it. I would really encourage you to check out our app, Quiver. It asks one question a day every single day. Some questions are easy and kind of frivolous but fun, and some questions are a little bit deeper. The coolest part to me is not necessarily the questions. I think those are very fun and thought-provoking, but it's the type of people that Quiver attracts and the community that is being built on there. Look, Quiver is not for everyone. Some people don't like to answer these questions, but if it is for you, I think you will really like it. So I would encourage you to download it and check it out. It's completely free on iPhone and Android. I know I'm biased because I'm a co-founder of it, but I really think that Quiver is a little oasis of positivity on the internet, a breath of fresh air. And so I'd really encourage you to see if Quiver is for you. I would really appreciate it. It's something that we're trying to grow and build. So check out Quiver in the description below to download and join for free. Thank you for considering. Freedom.
Oh, we have a whole video about that. We should link that somewhere down
It's
below. We discussed this topic intensively a couple, maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, we did.
I don't remember what our verdict was at the end.
I can't remember either. I'm also going to do a total cop-out on this one and go
Do both.
Yeah.
I would say the same.
Yeah, you kind of
Really
have to.
depends.
I think the
depends.
simplest way to put it, if you were really generalizing, is that in the USA you have a freedom to do certain things more. In Germany you have a freedom from certain things. And I think that's a
really good way to
very simple way of putting it.
Yeah.
Really good way to put it.
Yeah, basically Germany has more rules, more regulations, more even social rules that maybe aren't written down anywhere, but expectations. Like actual rules that are written down include things like you can't vacuum on a Sunday, you can't be too loud on Sundays, right? You can't, if you put your recycling, like your glass recycling into the containers, again, can't be on a Sunday. You can't do things after a certain time at night because people will complain, etc., etc. People don't jaywalk, all those things. But then at the same time, you don't have as many burdens in terms of healthcare costs, for example. You don't have to worry every single day that you might get in an accident and you won't be able to pay for it. your health is secured, and that's a big weight off your shoulders.
It's a freedom from the stress and
Yeah.
constant worry of that.
Same goes for things like education,
Yeah.
for example, or the fear of mass shootings,
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
I just think that the biggest freedom of all is to take a risk. And while I do think that, like, in America, you have so many different freedoms, trust me, like, you can go out and do whatever you want, like, for the most part. But a country that incentivizes taking risks so much will drop you as, there's no safety net as soon as you fail once you take that risk. And in Germany, I feel like there's freedom in taking a risk and knowing that the social safety net is there to make sure you don't fall through the cracks and you're going to be living underneath a bridge. Like, there's certain things I can't do here. I can't go get a gun. I don't really want a gun, but I can't do it. That's just the fact of the matter. In the
You
US,
could
I
if
can
you
do
went
that.
through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's not as easy as, 1, 2, 3. Like, there's a place where I'm from, you can go open up a checking account and get a gun for opening up a checking account. Like, come on.
Is that real?
Yes.
We used to get toy dinosaurs. Some states get guns.
Yeah, like, that's where I'm from. Like,
That's insane.
but no, it's just freedom in a different way. If that makes sense, what I said, the freedom to take a risk and know that you're not going to be
Yeah.
alone.
Fall through the cracks.
It's sometimes funny to me because I feel like in the US there are so many rules as well, which are often kind of overlooked. Like, for example, that your grass has to be this kind of tall in front of your yard
be
and
like an
whatever.
HOA,
And
Homeowners
then-
Association.
And then, like, alcohol cannot be shown. Like, there are so many tiny rules as well where it's not really that free.
Yeah, HOAs are very German in that regard.
That's the most German thing about the United States is the HOA. And you guys don't even really have them here, do you?
No.
No.
Maybe within a
I
big
think
apartment
some
complex there will be
Rules like building stuff that your, oh my god, the Giebel.
But like,
But that's like
for-
a city rule,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
That's an actual law
But
then.
for example, like, you're not going to get fined for not cutting your grass in your front
No.
yard, right? Like, you would get if you don't cut your grass. or
I've
have
at
it.
least never heard about anything like that.
My
in
mom
Germany.
Yeah,
likes to
she
grow
likes to let
grass
it rage a little
big.
bit.
There's another freedom that is smaller in the U.S. in that sense, and that's like roaming, basically. Like if you just walk out in Montana or something like that, you always have to make sure that the land that looks like it's just open land doesn't belong to someone, because then you're technically allowed to walk over it.
True.
Whereas here in Germany, you still are allowed to, I think for the most part, don't quote me on this, but I know that there is more freedom that you're allowed to walk over like fields and
Yeah, it's
land,
the-
even
the
if it
right-
belongs to
Yeah,
someone.
I mean
Also,
that
hiking.
partially has to do with like livestocking laws. Like that part of the country, like
Yeah.
that was people would steal entire herds of cattle.
You guys watch Yellowstone?
You know what's on there?
Okay. It's very important.
Lonesome Dove.
Yeah.
I love that book.
So what's a freedom that you have in Germany that you don't have in the US?
The one that everyone knows, the Autobahn, drive as fast as I want on the interstate, and Wegbier, a way beer, so a beer on your way home.
Yeah.
Road beer.
Or, yeah, road beer.
Road beer.
Or even just your passenger driver drinking next to you. Last week I went wedding dress shopping and my friend was driving with me. Well, she was in the passenger seat. And on the way home, because it was Saturday, it was getting like later in the day, and she bought a bottle of wine and started drinking it in the car. And I was like, if we were in the US, you would not be
Oh,
allowed to
really?
even open this.
As a passenger?
Yeah, you're not allowed to. You can't have an open container in the car.
Like you can't even have the
Oh
open
yeah, because
bottle
then
in
the
Yeah.
steams can kind of make you
Yeah,
open.
no, I think it is funny because there's certain things in the United States where they do, like, they really treat the citizenry like children. Like, it's like, of course you can be responsible with an open alcohol container in the car if the driver's not drinking it. Like, everyone's adults here. But the U.S. just, you kind of just treats you like children in certain situations.
That's fine.
You also have all these little loopholes, like you can drink a beer if you have a brown paper bag over it.
Yeah.
Some
Not
of these
in your
things are
car,
just
when you're out.
not in your car, just
Yeah.
out in
Yeah,
public.
yeah.
Silly.
Makes
Little
it
bit
even more
silly.
is distinguished to see. Like, yeah, okay, I see now that you drink alcohol.
Yeah, it makes it more obvious.
It's super weird. In Germany, technically, even the driver is allowed to drink alcohol while
Yep.
driving as long as you don't hit the
Wow.
Yes.
Drink beer technically.
It does treat these laws, these rules kind of treat you more like an adult, whereas some of these other ones in the United States do treat you a little bit more like a
Yeah,
child.
that's true.
I will say, talking about children too, children in general have more freedom in Germany too, or more responsibility. And I don't think that really has to do a lot with the law. It's more a cultural difference.
For sure.
So like me as a teenager, I think I probably felt more free than a lot of teenagers at the age of 14, 15, 16 do in the US. Well, 16, then they have their cars and then they probably feel more free. But
That's true.
before
Once
that,
you get your cars there, but also when you look at like younger children and you see all these kids walking to school,
Yeah.
like
That's
here,
what I was
and
gonna
there's
say.
like 6 years old, they're taking the tram to school. I'm like, where's your parents? It's totally accepted, totally normal for young kids to have that freedom and autonomy and feel safe while doing it.
That's what I was going to say. It's
be
also a
independent.
cultural trust, like a community-wide trust, where it's like,
But I will say, when you're 16 years old in the United States, and you get your license, you get a car. That's a beautiful freedom.
cars are also, that's another
It's
thing
true.
that's like easier to get in the US is cars. They're just like lower regulations for
Yeah,
a car,
it's tough.
cheaper.
Tough,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
can
you were
just get a
shocked
beater.
a few times when we saw some cars on the road in the
Yeah,
US.
that's
Like the
not
bumper
okay.
all bent. You're like,
That's
how are they
not
driving?
okay.
Yeah. But you can get them for
tired.
cheap.
Yeah.
what do we refer to those as?
Beaters.
Beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beater cars. All right.
Okay, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Popcorn.
Oh, easy.
Easy, easy, easy. Good. Laura's gonna say Germany.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's the only one.
Yeah, Americans just taste like chemicals and horrible.
Delicious
And
chemicals.
it's really bad. And then Germany tastes, first of all, you do salt, what's going on there. And then it's like the butter almost tastes like chemicals. So it's not good.
The liquid butter that you pour over it. Yeah.
I mean, salty popcorn is the way. The sweet popcorn thing that Germany's doing, it's jarring for me. It doesn't. When you go to the movie theater, okay, and you want to get a popcorn, you want a salty popcorn. If you want some sweet, you get a chocolate to go with it. But you need salty popcorn.
See, I don't agree with that. I would usually have been German popcorn because I love sweet popcorn. However, I have discovered kettle corn in the US.
Yes.
And kettle corn beats it all because it's sweet and salty. And it's better than just sweet, in my opinion. And there is this one specific brand at the grocery store that I still miss. It's been 6 months of being in Germany and I miss my purple colored Boom Chicka Pop kettle corn. That's what it's called.
This video is sponsored by Boom Chicka Pop.
Chicka Pop. I've mentioned them a lot in my most recent videos. They should sponsor me. But no, kettle corn is just better than just sweet popcorn. In my opinion.
You have not had kettle corn. I was telling you about
need
this
to get
when we
you
were
made
at
kettle corn. Is
It's
it
a
also
popcorn
corn?
type. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
popcorn, but it's sweet and salty basically.
It is quite good.
Just be careful whenever they're cooking it, because they cook it in like a big kettle. And one time at the Kentucky Horse Park, it's this really pretty like park in Kentucky, and I was like 14 years old, and this dude's sitting there making it, and I walk up into like his little tent where he's making it, and a kernel pops out, goes on my chest, and it embeds itself and melts my skin. I'm sitting there like, which I love kettle corn, but every time I hear kettle corn, I think of that now.
Ben has been traumatized by his kettle corn experience.
So there's a bruise here.
Kettle corn.
Something.
Popcorn.
Scarred.
But yeah, you stole my thunder with kettle corn. That's what I was going to mention. So I don't have anything else to say.
But you also like just the regular salty American butter popcorn, right?
Yeah, I do. But I was going to bring up kettle corn because that's.
We gotta get you
that's
kettle
good.
corn.
It's
Okay,
delicious.
we gotta
Yeah.
Get you
me
try
on
kettle
kettle corn.
All right, ready for the last one?
What do
Go.
we got?
Staying fit. So like staying in shape.
Easy.
It's kind of in between, I feel like, but
Can I go first?
Where'd you go?
did we
We're
all?
all in
Everyone
Germany.
Everyone
Is this the first one that we're all
Yes,
agreeing?
Yeah,
I think
true.
so.
Yeah. Good job, guys.
Wow.
You
Nice.
wanna-
Look at us.
wanna go first?
You did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Go first.
I think that the fitness culture in the U.S. is good. It's good to be healthy. I'm not saying that, but I think it can get very judgmental and all-encompassing for people, and it's all they do. And I think, especially with men, it can kind of get into the bro scene, if you know what I mean, like the masculine alpha male type. And here it's just like, you see people walking around up a mountain at 80 years old with their walking sticks, and that person is just as fit as the 30-year-old dude that's walking around 250 all muscles.
Yeah.
That dude will not be able to walk at 80.
Yeah.
So,
Hey.
Germany, good job.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll
Really?
pass it up. I
pass
give
it
it
in?
to you because you're the expert.
Yeah, I think, as with a lot of things, the United States is the land of the extremes, and so you've got a lot of like really fit people who, but it almost gets to a point where it's an unhealthy obsession. It's like kind of too much gym stuff. And then, of course, you got a lot of unhealthy people who are overweight. In Germany, for the average person, I think it's a lot easier. One, because of the quality of foods, and two, because it is so much more walkable. I think walking is the #1 most important thing for staying fit. And it just, life in Germany is very easy to walk around, and that just keeps you healthy.
And you have to.
You have to.
It's just incorporated in your everyday life so much. Yeah.
So the combo of food quality, being forced to walk,
or like here, your apartment, you're on the
fourth
floor?
I was literally about to say this.
yeah, true. We have to go on a hike every time we come up.
Right? Is this German 4th floor?
It's American 5th, German 4th.
Yeah.
So,
which, by the way, don't even get me started on all that.
and that's not even uncommon. I mean, my great aunt, up until she died, lived on the German 4th floor without an elevator.
Yeah.
She was over 80.
It's impressive. Cool.
Yeah.
That
we
was
got
a lot
good
of
shit.
different topics.
Well, we got a lot of stuff to edit.
Should we? So, jetzt an.
So-
Jetzt gehen wir zum Abendessen.
Time for dinner. Do not forget to check out Feely's part of the video over on her channel, linked in the description below. And let us know if you guys like these collaborations and we should do more of them in the future. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time.